National Association of Black Journalists, founded back in 1975. Their convention is this week in Chicago, and they announced last night NABJ welcomes former U.S. President Donald J. Trump for a special conversation in Chicago. Will be moderated by Rachel Scott of NBC News, Kadia Goba of Semaphore. I've never heard of Semaphore. Have you,
Yeah,
Reese? What is
I've
Semaphore?
heard of it. Mm-hmm.
That's like, isn't that like wasn't it founded by one of the folks at BuzzFeed or something
I think
like that?
so. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Ben Smith, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Harris Faulkner of Fox News. They reportedly invited him previously, and he always declined. And he said yes this time around. There's been a lot of backlash to this, especially from members. And Karen, I could be saying her last name wrong, forgive me, Atia, she posted on X that she will step down as co-chair from this year's NABJ 24 convention in Chicago. She said, to the journalists interviewing Trump, I wish them the best of luck. For everyone else, I'm looking forward to meeting and reconnecting with all of you in the Windy City. Roland Martin said that it's an abomination that they are allowing Harris Faulkner to interview Trump. So, couple of thoughts here. I covered this in my book, actually. I believe it was 2016, when Omarosa was on a panel at NABJ. Nicole Hannah-Jones was supposed to host the panel, and she stepped down when she heard that Omarosa was going to be there. And it was a panel on gun violence. Omarosa, I believe, lost a member of her family to gun violence. Ed Gordon stepped in, and it was a disaster. People were standing up and turning their backs. She reportedly cornered Simone Sanders for criticizing her publicly. It was a train wreck. It was bizarre. And this was really Omarosa at the peak of her grift.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So a couple of things here. I understand that he's the presumptive. I mean, he is the Republican nominee for president.
Yeah.
I get that. But this is somebody who has attacked black media, who has attacked black journalists, who, according to Project 2025, Chapter 8, basically wants to have state-run media, right? This is somebody who is a convicted felon. This is somebody who led the racist birther movement. This is somebody who still says the Central Park Five are guilty when Yusef Salaam is now on the city council in Harlem. I don't know what the benefit is of platforming him. I really don't know what the benefit of that is. I get that he is the nominee. I understand that. But I don't know. Would SNCC platform Barry Goldwater in 1964? I mean, I would argue that Trump is even more dangerous than a Barry Goldwater. So I don't really get that. But hey, maybe there could be an argument to be made that he's the nominee, right? But then there is the narrative, and I've covered this so much, Reese, that Trump is getting black male voters.
Yeah.
He's getting black men. So I'm curious why there isn't a black male journalist there. Because the narrative is that he's getting all these black men. Black men are falling in droves for him. So I'm perplexed why, I don't know, Roland Martin, the legendary Ed Gordon, who just interviewed Biden,
Mm-hmm.
why there isn't one black male journalist there.
Yeah. Good
Then,
point.
thirdly, Harris Faulkner. She can do what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, whatever the case may be. Harris Faulkner works at Fox News. In my opinion, she has defended their racist actions. She has made some ludicrous comments about Biden, about Hillary Clinton. I know they say she is a journalist. I don't see her as being a journalist. I've seen her give her opinion constantly. And in my opinion, the role that she plays in Fox News is despicable.
Yeah.
So this makes it feel, to use one of your favorite words, Reese, unserious.
Mm-hmm.
But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. But I feel like it's unfortunate. And I guess I don't know her exact title there. One of the co-chairs, and she deleted one of her tweets. Now I can't find it. She has been clapping back on social media, and I don't have her name
Are
in
you
front
talking
of
about
me.
Tia Mitchell? Tia
Tia
reports?
Mitchell, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She has every right to clap back.
Yeah.
But members who pay dues have every right to clap back as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and lastly, I'll say, if they do this interview for Rachel Scott and Kadia Goba, with Harris Faulkner, it doesn't matter. And I have no proof of this. I would argue that, was there an agreement for her to be there?
Mm-hmm.
It's just bizarre to me that Harris Faulkner is there. But if you're going to do this interview, then you have to fact check him every single question.
Mm-hmm.
And your first question should be, Mr. Trump, in 2019, you doubled down that the Central Park Five are guilty. Would you like to apologize? Second question should be, for years, you said that President Barack Obama wasn't born in this country. You said let it go, but would you like to apologize in front of all these black journalists? I would love for those two to be the first two questions. Trump released a statement. He was already lying in the statement. So if you don't want to ask those questions, and the Central Park Five question,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't ask that question, that's just egregious. That
Yeah.
is media malpractice. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Then you should fact check his statement. I want to know, what is a black job to you?
Mm-hmm.
You keep taking credit for the HBCU bill. I would even ask him, what's the name of the bill? I
Mm-hmm.
doubt he could say it, because Alma Adams wrote the bill, right? So basically, you would have to have a, however long this would be, a fact checking session, because he has lied so much. But I don't know. I mean, he is the nominee. Should NABJ have Trump there, and with Harris Faulkner as a moderator? 866-801-8255. Reese Colbert, your thoughts?
Well, I think, first of all, I'm skeptical he'll show up. That's number one.
There's that.
But number two, the point is to get the photo. The point isn't anything that he's going to say. The point for him is not anything that they're going to ask him. It's for him to say that he was there and to be in a room full of black people. That's all the point for him. Whatever happens from the point where he steps on stage and gets a damn picture is completely beside the point to him. So I think that just even giving him that is a win for him. It's a win for the optics for him. People don't pay attention to the substance. So I think that they've already given too much by even giving him the ability to be in that room. Harris Faulkner definitely makes it unserious. I don't know the format of the interview. I mean, 3 people interviewing him already sound a little strange to me anyway.
That's odd,
Um,
right?
yeah, I
3?
think that's a
Yeah.
little odd to your point. Where's a black man on the panel? If you're gonna have 3 people, one should be a black man at least. So it just seems like, I mean, they probably just as a custom, extend the invitation, knowing that they're gonna get rejected. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll come." And they're like, "Oh shit." But I just don't think that it necessarily moves the needle forward for the Black community to have him speak in this forum, particularly the way that he has attacked Black journalism, the way he's attacked the media, period. And
The
he's
way
not
he's
going to be.
attacked black journalists like April Ryan.
Yeah, he's
I
he's
mean, I could go down the list.
yeah, very, very demeaning. Yamisha Sindor, all kinds of people. He's just been very hostile, and to Black people. So I mean, I feel like they got dragged and they still standing on business, I guess. They're gonna keep it going. So we'll see. But I think it doesn't do a lot to inspire confidence in the organization that they have lended their platform to Donald Trump. He does not honor it. He's not going to be truthful. And so you've given him a win that is not warranted because all he needs is the picture. That's it. That's
That's right.
it.
That's right. And then what's interesting too is that this is happening, I believe, the same day as where the service for Rep. Sheila Jackson Lee. So the
Mm.
next sentence has been, well, where is Vice President Kamala Harris? Well, she is obviously going to be at the service.
She's doing the eulogy for
The eulogy, thank you
represented.
so
Yes.
much,
Mm-hmm.
for Rep. Sheila Jackson Lee, who
Mm-hmm.
passed away. Uh, so it puts her in an odd space because she can't not go to that, right? I mean,
No, of
she
course
has to
not.
go to that service. So now I'm seeing people, the grifters. Well, where is she? Well, she was there in 2021. I mean, it just
She
creates a
also wasn't the
weird.
nominee when I'm sure all this stuff happened. The only reason
Well,
why
reportedly Joe Biden did accept. Reportedly, I don't
right,
know. I
I'm
don't have,
sure he did.
but now he's no longer the nominee.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, Donald Trump, when he think about y'all black asses, he was president for 4 years. Remember that? And he was running for president for another 2 years before that. When has he ever sat down with black journalists? The only reason why he's doing it now is because Vice President Kamala Harris is a black woman running for the nomination. And so he has to at least put up some small semblance of giving a damn about black voters. And all he's going to get out of it that he cares about is a damn photo op, and it doesn't even matter. And if they beat up on him, oh, look at the black people, ungrateful,
But Harris Faulkner's there,
plantation.
Reese.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna. She's gonna provide cover.
And when has Harris
You know,
Faulkner been at NABJ? I don't know. Maybe she has. I'm asking in sincerity.
she's been there before.
She
She's been
has.
there
Okay,
before.
well, good,
Yeah,
good. So she
yeah.
should know how to how to conduct herself in there. But there's a lot of pressure on them now. So if they thought that this was gonna be just a little feather in their cap, they're gonna be on people gonna be on their ass on how they conduct this interview.
And the
Doubt
other
it.
thing is, they're getting this backlash, and some of the response. Tia Mitchell, one of her tweets said, we gathered together some badass journalists.
Okay.
Harris Faulkner was a badass journalist.
Yeah,
Like
no.
the response to them is their response rather to this has been a bit strange. When what does it mean if your members say don't do this?
Yeah.
Do you retract the invitation? So I don't know.
They don't seem to be that concerned. They're telling people go to hell, basically. Uh, so I guess we'll see how that works out for them. But this is, sometimes when you have organizations and institutions, when they lose credibility because of stuff like this. So it's just
Oh,
like,
I'm sorry, Tia Mitchell. Correction. It's not that she deleted her tweet. These posts are protected, so you can't see them.
so she went
And
private.
I don't know Tia Mitchell. I'm not attacking her. I'm just pointing out what she posted there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't, and I get the perspective that, well, he is running for president of the United States, but we have to. That's part of the issue that folks made in 2016 was normalizing him.
Hmm.
This man cannot be normalized. This man is dangerous to media, to black women, in my opinion.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. Well, I
Now
want
maybe
them to ask. Is America a racist country? I want them to
Oh yeah,
ask, do you
yeah.
support reparations? Ask him
Oh
all the
yeah,
shit that y'all ask the black politicians, and you ride the black politicians' ass all day about their black agenda. What are you gonna do specifically for black people? Do you support X, Y, and Z black yada 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 neon black shit? But y'all never have the same energy for the Republicans. I've never heard Donald Trump be asked if he supports reparations. I'm sure the answer is no. So make
yeah.
sure that all the shit that y'all always ask every black politician that you ask Donald Trump's ass, okay? If you don't do that, if you don't ask him about the black shit and make him be specific, then don't bother the black people with it, because I get sick of that. They never ask the same question of Republicans that they ask of Democrats, especially when it comes to black issues. They only ask black people this, then they want to drag black people when they get the answer that's more PC or more rising tide lift all boats, but they never hold the Republicans to the same accountability.
Yeah. And I
And
mean,
I don't want to hear Trump plotting and planning or no bullshit. Make sure you fact check
no.
all that stuff too.
Ask him 3 black people who would be in his administration. I would love that.
That's a good one.
Name 3 black folks who would be in your administration.
Name
Do you
one black
agree?
woman.
Right. One of your surrogates, Byron Donald, said the black family was together during Jim Crow. Do you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree, according to Tim Scott, that that welfare is destroying the black family? Do you agree with that? And if he says yes, then give him the stats on welfare. That the majority of people, even per capita, who are on welfare happen to be white. I mean, it should be a list of, for every time he didn't have any fact checking in his interviews, fact check, fact check, fact check. That's
Yep.
what it should be. So maybe it'll happen.